Darren Rovell with Will Stern here for yet another auction preview here on Collect TV. I am going to start with Victor Wembanyama. We're going to do two of them. We're going to do the City Edition game used jersey at Sotheby's, where he had a double-double in that game. And then I'm going to take you to the debut ticket. Let's start with the jersey from the City Edition game in Sotheby's. Okay, my take is that Sotheby's obviously wants to get a lot of these out. I think it's actually going to be a better practice to have a couple more games in these things. Like, it's not a double-double, and then, okay, let's take the jersey. I think they should get 3 to 5 games in these, and ultimately, I think they'll be worth more. What's your take, Will?
I definitely agree that multiple games would be worth more, but I don't think Sotheby's is able to make that decision. I think the players and the teams are the ones deciding how long they're wearing the jersey.
That's a question that I don't know.
Sotheby's has a deal with the NBA to get it directly, sourced from the NBA, but that I don't believe, to my knowledge, that they really have a say in how they're used.
But
Especially,
isn't it in the NBA's best interest for, instead of this thing to go for 100, for it to go for 200?
sure, but maybe the volume makes up for it. Who knows? We would have to do the math.
I don't know. There's still a lot of answers, and we'll give you these answers on Collect coming up about how the relationship actually works. The second part of this is the debut ticket, the Victor Wembanyama debut ticket. There's only, what was the number? Under 50 of these things. I don't know. The last one was going in the $2,000 range. I'm not an ultra modern ticket guy. I'm just worried, knowing that the teams don't let you do it, but knowing the inside game, that there's someone in the ticket office or some executive who hasn't gotten to PSA yet, but they have 100, and that changes the whole population of these things. Just my take.
I mean, that's always the fear, right?
Yes.
Of you own something, you think it's low pop, and all of a sudden, 1,000 of them are in someone's attic, and everything goes to.
And I've been surprised by some increases in population as I was in on early tickets, thinking that, oh, there's no way. And it actually did grow. Although all the people who say that they have it and then go look for it, they never actually find it. Okay, let's go to the Gretzky stick. Tell us about that in Sotheby's. It has a little bit of a complication as far as how it is now coming up again.
Yeah, so basic outline, it is game used stick from Gretzky's 1988 Stanley Cup clinching game with the Oilers. And it was his last cup with the Oilers. It's inscribed and signed by Gretzky. It's an awesome piece. I mean, as far as hockey sticks go, they're not fetching this much money. This has an estimate of $300,000. And
now it says to Rick, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And generally, hockey sticks aren't getting that much money, but Gretzky's Gretzky, so it makes a little bit of sense. And it's an amazing piece. What's interesting is last year in one of Sotheby's sealed auctions, they offered this stick and sold it. The price is undisclosed, but the auction estimate at the time was between 300 and 500,000. And now the seller, presumably because the Oilers are in the cup, is trying to make a quick flip. And as we know, collectors are not fans of seeing things popping up at auction every year when they think it's a one of one or a super unique item. So, bidding was, way under 100,000 the last I checked, and maybe it'll go higher, but it's a worrisome sign right now.
Yeah, well, the Oilers have a way to go, although they've done a nice job in recent games. I don't think that's impetus enough to flip it. Yes, at some level, at lower levels, I think the passion of fandom gets you to buy something. I'm not sure at that high level. The other thing I question is, you bought it from Sotheby's. It was sealed. Okay, we know that, but you bought it from Sotheby's. At least bring it to another auction house so you could believe that, oh, maybe this person doesn't go to Sotheby's. Bring it to Classic Auctions in Toronto. Bring it somewhere else where maybe there's another argument for.
Or sell it privately.
Or sell it privately, or sell it privately. That's another option. All right. You also want to talk about the 1996 NBA draft ticket. There's only 16 of them, I think. I have a very highly graded one. I bought it years ago. I thought, hey, if people are going to subscribe to the debuts, this is kind of the like coming out party for Kobe of the Great Hornet situation, and ultimately they trade days later for Vlade Divac. You have Iverson, of course. You have Nash. Probably after the 84 draft, this could be the greatest draft ever. 2003, of course, obviously in the mix. What is
In the mix?
in the mix? Yes, obviously. But hey, if Darko Milicic really worked out, that would be number one. Okay, let's go to why you think this is interesting.
I think it's interesting and insane. So here's what's going on. So like you said, it's a draft ticket to the 96 draft. We've got Kobe and Iverson, and it's a PSA 10, Pop 1. That's great, right? But then whoever owns it decides that they're going to send it to Robert L. Edwards Auctions. That's not Robert Edwards.
Never heard of him.
Robert Edwards Auctions is a great auction house in the industry. REA. This is a different one. And the only reason I found it is because I'm a psycho and I scroll through thousands of auction listings all the time. And I just came upon this in the middle of junk. So somebody sent this to definitely the wrong auction house. And based on the fact that they set an estimate between $5 and $10,000, I'm going to say that this auction house doesn't really know what they have. So I have no idea what anyone involved is thinking, but maybe it's a good chance for somebody to scoop something up. So
yeah, we talk about comps all the time, and I think people have to realize that comps are based on everything going right. Everyone's seeing it going at the right time of day. There's so many things that happen, and is there anything as true as a real comp? No, there's a million factors. And so like this is going to stand out potentially as a very bad comp. Well, people will listen to this collect analysis and then go to Robert L auctions. But yes, it's really
Robert L. Edwards,
yeah, where you go. I want to round this thing out with the 1939 fair, right? World's Fair, because you pointed it out, this coaster signed by Babe Ruth. They're out there. There's a lot of 1939 World's Fair stuff that's out there. I think the coolest thing is the Academy of Sport membership cards. They would have these Hall of Famers teach kids about baseball. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Connie Mack, they had a managers series. I mean, it was ridiculous. And this is a coaster signed by Babe Ruth. They're out there, but it is just a really cool story. And to be able to understand and comprehend that Babe Ruth was there teaching young kids about baseball, just unbelievable, and something that would never in a million years happen today. And I think that's one of those things where a regular Babe Ruth autograph that's good goes for $4,000 to $5,000. These things go for maybe a little bit less because it's not like on a ball, but it's a great story, and I think it's an awesome item. And that is our auction preview on Collect TV for Will Stern. I'm Darren Rovell, and if you're bidding on any of these items, happy bidding. And if you win the ticket, let us know.